I hope you all enjoyed that. One of the wonderful things about that video for me is it stops me thinking and gets me feeling. And I really think that's a very unique approach to sharing the power of the mimetic impulse, as Billy was trying to demonstrate in the video. So please share your reactions to that, just sort of immediate reactions to that presentation in the Q&A. I know Billy would love to hear your responses. And right now, it's a delight to be able to introduce Marcia Pally on our panel. Many of you are familiar with her as an academic, a mimetic theoretician, and her most recent book just came out in this year, which she edited. It's called Mimesis and Sacrifice, Applying Girard's Mimetic Theory Across the Disciplines. And it's a wonderful collection of essays about sacrifice and is the theories of sacrifice that are out there. But you may not have known, and I certainly didn't know this, that Marcia is a former dancer, choreographer, dance and film critic, which makes her ideally suited to talk to us tonight about the use of dance and beauty to convey mimetic insights. So thanks, Marcia. I'm so glad you could be with us tonight, and we're looking forward to your comments.
Well, first, let me thank you, Suzanne, and all the people who enabled me to be here this evening, for inviting me and setting it all up. And to the other panelists who have made remarks, many of which will be reflected in my remarks as well. So it's true that before I was a boring old professor, I was a dancer and choreographer. So tonight I'll offer some of my thoughts, but also a short piece that I co-choreographed and performed. So you get a bonus third video at the end of my comments. In talking about dance and mimesis, the title of these short remarks, Dance Emergent from Positive Mimesis, really says it all. Dance is a human activity emergent from mimesis itself. It's not that people exist and then decide to dance or not. Rather, dance is among the human capacities and activities that emerge from the mimetic exchange that makes us human. The mimesis that makes us human and giving us the cognitive and emotional capacities that we have also makes us dance. Some of us stodgy old professors don't dance anymore, but all children dance. I'll speak first about participatory dance as ritual, which carries over to the ritual of watching dance performance as well. We recall that human cognitive and emotional development are grounded in relational exchange, in the playful copying and exchange of gestures and facial expression between human infants and their kin and non-kin caretakers. We do not develop singly, but within, quote, the larger system of body-environment intersubjectivity, close quote, as Sean Gallagher noted. This playful back and forth yields a unified, common intersubjective space, Vittorio Galeazzi writes, with a wide variety of others that even infants know are different from themselves. Each stage of human cognitive and emotional growth is grounded in this interaction to arrive at what Sarah Hrdy calls emotional modernity, the capacity to grasp and coordinate with the attention of others, the intention of others, and the emotions of others in order to sustain relationships through which one feels safe and learns about the world. Michael Tomasello adds that joint attention and intention creates the basis for complex collaborative endeavors. Quote, the key novelties in human evolution were adaptations for an especially cooperative, indeed hyper-cooperative way of life. These basic abilities also foster an additional cognitive capacity. The abstraction of sequences of behavior from the immediate context. This enables humans to learn tasks not only for the present, but also for future application, and to symbolically, in gesture and language, reenact not only past tasks, but task events, and to communicate future collaborative plans, and to describe a hypothetical scene. That is not only how one has used this tool, but how one could use it in a situation that has not yet or occurred. Among humans, it is not only memories that can be recounted, but imagined worlds. The imagining of the conjectured and the fictional by our species, a species capable of complex collaboration, repeatable activities with agreed upon intention, goals, and procedures, may be the origin not only of survival projects like food procurement, but of play, games, theater, sports, dance. These three features together with our imagined worlds are all present in play activities. And from play, repeatable, intentional activities that reference the past, the future, and the imagined, comes ritual, also an intentional activity that references the past, future, and the imagined. As Tomasello notes, cognitively, the dual-level structure of simultaneous sharedness, creating socially shared realities, and individuality, the individual's perspective within those shared realities, characterizes everything from children's pretend play to adults' cultural institutions. Close quote. Shared worlds, real and imagined, allowed for shared, collaborative, intentional activities from sports to worship services to dance. Dance emerges from the same mimetic exchange that grounds our cognitive and emotional selves, and as such, it is foundational to human living. Now, why is that? It's somewhat clear why cooperative food procurement is important for species survival. But why is playing and moving together in ritualized patterns important? I'll focus on one benefit tonight: bonding and belonging. We have seen that mimesis promotes a we-centric or unified common intersubjective space through which we align ourselves with the attention, intention, and emotions of others in order to sustain relationships, feel safe, and learn about the world. As mimesis develops into collaborative play, dance, music, ritual, these activities too contribute to this reciprocal alignment with others and a sense of bonding and belonging. And now I'm going to take a technical moment because I want to share my screen. And in order to do that, I hope I'm not going to foil this. Let's see, screen share. There we go. The activity of mimetically performing together shared ritual patterns in song, dance, sport, and worship gives humans the sense of relatedness and belonging needed for our long-evolved mimesis-grounded social nature. So if we start here with our social nature, copying, exchange, mimesis acculturation produces bonding, which produces mimically performing together, ritual and play, which reinforces our bonding and belonging, reinforces more collaboration, play, and ritual, and supports humanity's social nature. And now I have to figure out how to get back to, here we go. Okay. And we're moving back, here we go. The bonding and belonging of moving with others in shared ritualized patterns carries over in certain ways to watching dance as well. We watch dance for its beauty, as a distant aesthetic object over there, so to speak, but we also watch it for the ritualized experience of participating in the event together, of being in one place with the dancers, doing ritualized movement patterns. This is not only a case of mirror neurons giving watchers the experience of dancers' movements, and really how many of us can feel what a dancer feels in multiple pirouettes or a grand jeté. Rather, the impact of watching dance is also in the experience of being with other watchers who are in the same concentrated, focused, ritualized energy space with each other and with the dancers, as is also the case with music concerts, theater plays, and religious worship. The coronavirus shutdowns have highlighted this. While it's wonderful to attend a worship service on Zoom, it's not quite the same as being with people in place that an in-person worship service affords us. While it is wonderful to watch the Ballet Giselle on screen, it is a rather different experience from being in the theater with others who are also grabbed, speechless by the opening of Act Two, as the pale, cold world of the wrongfully dead is evoked by the slow entrance, one after the other, of young women draped in long white, bourreeing en pointe across the stage with their exposed backs to you. One doesn't get the chill, the fatedness, and the loneliness from watching on screen disconnected from others. We need to be in the ritualized energy space together. I'll close with one final note about dance as it emerges from the pre-verbal mimesis. Dance reaches us and teaches us non-propositionally, or as nonfiction is propositional, an idea we've heard earlier this evening. If we could learn and experience everything human in verbal expression, we would not have nonverbal play and art forms, and we would talk like Vulcans, Pache Spock, and thanks to Kevin for bringing him into the evening. Dance reaches us at the same neuronic level as the playful back and forth exchange of primary mimesis. It gets to us under the wire, so to speak, and it gives us what verbal forms cannot, and which I cannot describe this evening because it is not verbal. So there's no place to go from here but to dance itself. So I'd like to show a short piece, an argument about a duet, choreographed and performed by Gus Solomons, Merce Cunningham's lead male dancer, and myself. In this piece, it turns out that not only is the experience grounded in mimesis, as all dance is, but in this case, also the content of the dance, what it's about, is also mimesis. We didn't intend it this way or set out to make a dance about mimesis, but there it is, non-propositionally. Thank you, and I'll turn it over to the Joe, who's magically going to bring the dance up.
Wonderful. That was a real treat, Marcia. Thanks for sharing that with us and for your comments. I feel just very moved by your focusing on that side of mimeticism, which is that original natural uh, expression of our intersubjectivity that comes through play and bonding and ritually performing. I have now happily 4 grandchildren under the age of 7. And, you know, with kids, if you do something once, it's a ritual and they repeat it. They want to repeat it with you the next time. It's that bond, that immediate uh, sense of familiarity and connection that we're doing the same thing together again. And I love that you're pointing that out, that our natural mimeticism is not conflictual. It's cooperative and collaborative. And so I'm also a Montessori educator, so that's hitting me right where I live. So anyway, I hope we can come back to some more conversation about